Hello, little ones. It is time to venture into the land of dreams with the humorous company of the story The Marriage of Figaro. Once upon a time, in a manor house, there lived two lovers named Figaro and Susanna. They were the devoted servants of the noble Count and Countess Almaviva, and their hearts were filled with joy as they prepared for their splendid wedding day. One sunny morning, Figaro's eyes flashed with fiery determination as Susanna tearfully confided in him. "Oh, Figaro," she whispered with a quivering voice, "our beloved Count, he tried to win my heart with sweet words." Figaro's face grew crimson with anger, his voice sharp as he vowed, "Fear not, dear Susanna. I shall not let this injustice stand. I shall have revenge upon our master." Just as the two friends sought solace in their storeroom, an unexpected duo entered the scene. Dr. Bartolo, an old acquaintance of Figaro's, appeared, accompanied by his formidable former housekeeper, Marcelina. Holding a parchment in her hands, Marcelina declared with determination,
"Figaro, you shall marry me, or repay the debt you owe. This contract is the truth."
Words of rivalry and insults were exchanged between Marcelina and Susanna, with Marcelina finally departing the room. In the midst of this turmoil, Cherubino, the Count's vibrant and mischievous page, appeared with a heart full of love and mischief. "Oh, Susanna," he exclaimed, "my heart dances for all the fair ladies in this house, but none more than the graceful Countess." Just then Cherubino found himself in a predicament when the Count made a sudden appearance. Fearing the repercussions of being alone with Susanna, Cherubino sought refuge behind a sturdy chair, hoping to remain unnoticed. The Count, seizing the opportunity to press his demands upon Susanna, proposed monetary compensation in exchange for her submission.
"Susanna, my dear, I'll give you all this treasure if you spend just one night with me."
Before Susanna could respond, the music teacher Basilio appeared, creating a moment of chaos. The Count dashed behind the very chair where Cherubino hid. Quick as a fox, Cherubino darted away from the chair and sought shelter behind Susanna's flowing cloak. Basilio, always ready for gossip,
"Have you heard? Cherubino is head over heels for the Countess."
This news made the Count's hidden heart boil with anger. Unable to contain himself any longer, he burst out from behind the chair, revealing his true intentions. With an air of authority, the Count shared his discovery of Cherubino's flirtatious escapades, claiming to have found the young cherub beneath the kitchen table, entangled with another young lady. To further illustrate his startling revelation, the Count seized Susanna's garments from the chair. Alas, to everyone's astonishment, Cherubino had sought refuge under Susanna's cloak. But just then, the Count realized that Cherubino had overheard his own deceitful attempts to woo Susanna. A chase ensued through the grand halls of the manor, with the Count relentlessly pursuing Cherubino. Just when it seemed that the chase would never end, Figaro, with his sharp wit, appeared before them, assembling the entire household to stand as one, and demanded the blessing of the Count upon the union of Figaro and Susanna, which the Count could not deny. The Count, after giving the couple his blessings, commanded Cherubino,
"Off to the army, young page, without delay."
Sensing the sorrow of Countess Rosina upon the actions of her husband, Figaro and Susanna approached her with a plan.
"Dear Countess," Figaro suggested, "let us set a clever trap for your husband, the Count. We shall send Cherubino, disguised as Susanna, to meet him secretly tonight.
The Countess agreed to the plan.
Yes, let us expose his deceit,
she replied.
And you, Figaro, shall send the Count an anonymous note, hinting at my involvement with another man.
The Countess and Susanna start teaching Cherubino the ways of a lady. Susanna leaves the Countess in her room, promising to return with a special dress for Cherubino. As the Countess and Cherubino were waiting for Susanna, they heard the Count strolling towards the Countess's chamber. Quickly, Cherubino scurried into the safety of a hidden closet. Reluctantly, the Countess opened the door and welcomed her husband inside. The Count's suspicious gaze darted around the room, landing on the closet, where a muffled voice could be heard.
Who's in there?
He demanded, his curiosity piqued. Thinking swiftly, the Countess concocted a tale.
"Oh, my love,"
she said with a faint innocence.
"Susanna is inside, trying on her wedding dress. It's a secret surprise for Figaro."
The Count, still skeptical, caught a glimpse of the other room just as Susanna stealthily entered. She quickly concealed herself, leaving the Count puzzled. The seed of doubt had been planted, and the Count was determined to uncover the truth. Leaving the room momentarily, he sought tools to pry open the closet door, fueled by his growing suspicion. Meanwhile, as the Count and the Countess ventured away, Cherubino seized the opportunity and leaped out of the window, embracing the thrill of escape, and Susanna took his place in the closet. When the Count opened the closet, he was ashamed of his suspicion, as the Countess was proved right, but the tale was far from over. A humble figure appeared in the form of Antonio, the gardener. With a mix of curiosity and concern, he approached the Count, sharing his eyewitness account.
"My lord," he began, "I saw someone jumping out of the window."
Enter Figaro, the quick-witted jack-of-all-trades. With a twinkle in his eye, he stepped forward, claiming responsibility.
"It was I who took the daring leap, my lord,"
he exclaimed, pretending to nurse an injured foot, a grand performance to support his tale. Eventually, the intricate web of stories and clever acts cast a spell on his suspicions, and the Count believed the tale woven by Figaro. Figaro's success was only short-lived, as Marcelina appeared before the Count and presented her case, brandishing a contract that bound Figaro to marry Marcelina. The Count, delighted by this turn of events, declared that Figaro must honor his agreement, postponing his wedding to Susanna. The Countess urged Susanna to make a fake promise to the Count of meeting her. Susanna, following the orders of the Countess, told the Count, "Oh, my dear Count, a secret meeting awaits us tonight," she whispered, her eyes sparkling mischievously. But to her surprise, the Count overheard Susanna's conspiratorial whispers with Figaro. His face flushed with fury. He declared,
"Revenge shall be mine."
In a whirlwind of events, Marcelina burst into the hall, demanding that Figaro fulfill his debt or marry her immediately. Figaro, his voice tinged with desperation, replied,
"I cannot marry without the consent of my long-lost parents, whom I have sought for years, for I was abducted as a baby."
With the revelation of a birthmark on his arm, the truth unfolded before them that Figaro was Marcelina's own son. As Figaro and Marcelina embraced, Susanna, witnessing the scene, initially believed her beloved had betrayed her, but her worries were soon extinguished as she discovered the true nature of their relationship. Determined to proceed with their cunning plan against the Count, the Countess and Susanna joined forces, penning a letter confirming the clandestine meeting in the garden that evening. With a seal of secrecy, they handed it to the Count while dancing. As the moon emerged to cast its gentle shadow upon earth, Figaro and Marcellina came to know the details of the planned rendezvous between the Count and Susanna. Figaro, his heart heavy with doubt, cursed all women in his frustration. But little did he know that mischief was at play, unfolding in the garden under the starlit sky. Susanna and the Countess, dressed in a delightful disguise, made their entrance. Susanna sang a song of love, savoring the moment as Figaro listened in the shadows. He quickly realized through her song that Susanna and the Countess had exchanged their identities to make a fool out of the Count. Figaro also joined in the laughter and declared his unyielding passion for Susanna, even in her Countess disguise. The Count's fury unleashed upon witnessing Figaro and Susanna, believing Figaro to be with the Countess, or so he thought. Just as tensions reached their peak, a moment of truth unfolded. The real Countess stepped forward, revealing her true identity. In the depths of his shame, the Count sought her pardon, his voice filled with remorse. With forgiveness in her heart, the Countess bestowed her grace upon him, and the entire household rejoiced in the beauty of a happy ending. Laughter echoed through the night as they celebrated the triumph of love, understanding, and the power of second chances. Dear children, let this tale serve as a reminder that misunderstandings can be resolved, hearts can be mended, and the bonds of love can conquer even the deepest of conflicts. May it inspire you to embrace forgiveness and to cherish the joy that comes with a happy ending. Now, close your eyes, sleep tight, and let the music guide your dreams through the wonders of this timeless opera.